It's the CP Show. The CP Show. It's the CP Show. Welcome to the CP Show. Welcome to the CP Show.
CP Show says it right there. Welcome back to another episode. I'm so glad you're seeing me again. Isn't this fun? All I see is the back of the camera, but you are seeing me. An awful lot less of you are seeing me on the last episode as the episode before. You dummies out there are, I named the second episode How to Get Rich Quick, and it got a bunch of views. And this one I named as something that was in the episode, and it got a lot less views. But that is how the world works. So welcome back to the CP Show. I am CP. I'm going to start today with something that just happened 2 hours ago. And I don't know how people that are educated in jobs that require education and are successful in whatever your definition of success is, and yet almost fully retarded. I don't understand how that works, and it's very frustrating. And I shouldn't let texts from clients or messages affect me, but they do. They do affect me, and to the point where I'm speaking about it on my podcast. So here's what happens. I have a client. We completed an enormous portion of the project, and now we're waiting on some material, which is going to take about a week. I've explained that this is going to take a week many weeks ago. We all should be aware of this. And then so finally today, schedule solidified, and I speak to this woman on the phone. And the phone call goes like this. We'll be back Monday. We're going to do this on Monday, this on Tuesday, and this on Wednesday morning, and then you're all done. We'll be completely finished. You'll be rocking and rolling, back in business, and that's the schedule for next week. And just wanted to make sure you had this there and that there, and this is going to be this, and just the things you do with clients when you're talking about scheduling. That is a phone conversation that we had. About 1 hour later, I get a text that says, I hope you can finish the job by Thursday so I can pay you before I go out of town. Now, we had just 1 hour prior had a phone conversation about all of this. We're going to do this on Monday. We're going to do this on Tuesday. And we're going to finish up on Wednesday. So I go, is this person retarded? And I don't mean that as a slur. I mean retardation. The clinical sense. Or did I speak to her evil twin? Or am I in a coma and imagined the phone conversation, and I'm imagining telling you people about this phone conversation right now. Sorry, my nose itches. I don't get it. Now, 15 years ago, me would have texted back, did you not remember the phone conversation we just had? 49-year-old me goes, no response. I'll just say it on my podcast. She's never going to see this podcast. And if she does, it'll be after we finish. But I don't... is that a dig? I didn't read like a dig. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how people exist in the world that don't understand things. The same person was like, I'm just but I go, it's going to be Monday or Tuesday for this material to come in. And she said, well, that's crazy because you said Friday or Monday. And I went, yeah. And now I'm saying Monday. So it's actually exactly what I told you. Again, this is a lovely woman. On the phone call today, I go, are you upset with me for any reason? And she's like, no. I go, okay, well, so it's not that she's being twatty to me or anything. It's just that I genuinely wonder, like, this is someone in the medical professional world that has a lovely home in a gated community. I mean, this is an educated person that has success in her life, and yet acts retarded in certain situations. Yeah. Anyway, I digress. Or no, I'm not digressing. I'm moving forward. I do the opposite of digress. So we'll keep it with me since I opened with me. I am going through an elbow thing. This is going to be a little rant on our medical, on our healthcare, on our, when I say our, I mean America, society, tax-paying people, insurance that you pay for, not, yeah. So I don't guess we call it Obamacare anymore, but that's when everything changed, right? And I had gone through a period of time after a divorce without insurance. So I didn't really, the last time I had insurance, we were just doing this Obamacare thing, and all of a sudden we get a letter that's like, hey, your $1,200 a month for you and your wife is now going to be $3,100 a month. And we're like, what the fuck? So that was my sort of last experience with that. And then 10 years later, not that long, I get insurance again and realize, oh, everything's changed. So what I mean by that is, used to be you would go to your doctor and I've been through some surgeries in the last 4 years. I've had 2 shoulder surgeries. So I've experienced this, so I can speak on it. You would go to your doctor and they would go, oh, my arm hurts. I think it's broken. And then the doctor would go, yeah, we'll bring Danny in here to putt. No. So you would go to your doctor and he would say, okay, well, we need to do some x-rays. We need to, I'm going to speak on x-rays. That's a whole nother fucking disaster. We need to do x-rays. We need to do some blood work. And so go down the hall and get the x-rays and then take a left and go down that hall and we'll do the blood work and then hang tight. We'll get the lab work back and then we'll figure out next steps. That's how it used to work. Now you have to go to a strip mall in a bad part of town to get your x-rays. Then you have to go to another strip mall in a worse part of town to get your blood work, both done by Jamaican women, by the way, for what it's worth. Then you have to go back to your doctor to talk about the blood work and the x-rays. Now, no big deal, except that adds 4 weeks to the process. So if you're enduring something, if you have a torn shoulder, in my case, or a screwed up elbow, which is what I'm talking about now, that's another 4 weeks of enduring that pain and that horribleness that you're going through, right? Because you go to the doctor, that's a copay. Then you have to go to the strip mall, that's a copay. Then you have to go to the other strip mall, that's a copay. Then you have to go back to the doctor, that's another copay. So we're 4 copays in, but more importantly, that's like 4 weeks because you can't get in same day at the strip mall. You can't get in until next week at the other strip mall. You can't get back in to see your doctor until December 11th or whatever. So you're just forced to endure whatever this thing is that you're doing or that you're going through. I don't get it. But that's where we are. So I go into this for this elbow, and because of everything I just ranted about, I'm ready. I'm going in. Whatever I can do to speed up the process till we get to the part where we fix the thing, that's what I want to do. That's what I'm telling everybody. because they bring in the girl that's not really a nurse yet, then they bring in the nurse practitioner, then you get to see the doctor for 8 seconds. So I go, listen, so here's the deal. I printed some stuff out from my previous doctor. That's a whole nother rant that I'm not going to do today about how my insurance fucked me and I had to go find all new doctors, which is a lot of fun, right? Because you got to go through all the same shit that you went. So I bring in some shit from the other doctor. I had a shot doctor that would give me shots. Well, he gave me one shot. By the way, I always don't want to be too quick on the next thing, right? So back in the day, they do pain management different now. They do it with injections. Back in the day, they would just give you 13 refills of 60 oxys and go, have a good time. That should handle your pain, sir. And also, if you got nothing to do on Friday, crunch a couple of those up and snort them. That's a lot of fun. You can watch movies and scratch your nose for the next 3 hours. So I'm not upset that they don't do that anymore. That was a terrible time in our society. But you go to the shot doctor. I'm sure that's disparaging to call him that, but that's what I call him. Good guy. And he would say, okay, well, it hurts. It's tennis elbow, basically. But apparently this tendon is torn in a million places. Shredded, I believe the word was used in the doctor's office. So I get a shot. I go, it doesn't hurt for about 7 months. And then it starts to hurt again. And then I'm like, I don't know if 7 months is long enough. I don't want to go back and ask for another shot and then him be like, no way, dude, what is the matter with you? We only give those once every 2 years. So I just endured for 3 months. So then I finally go back and I go, hey, it's been 9 months, almost 10 months, and it's hurting again. I'd like another shot. And he goes, oh, that's great, man. It usually only lasts 2 or 3 months. I'm like, why did I go 3 months ago? So I go back for the second shot. The guy goes, they use an ultrasound to see where to put the needle. You like my act outs? They use an ultrasound to see where to put the needle. And there's not an intern, what do you call a doctor that's, there's a new doctor that's shadowing the doctor and learning. What do you call that? For God's sakes, call in and let me know what that's called. Not an intern, but a resident. There's a resident there. Oof, that would have drove me crazy. There's a resident there. People screaming at their phones. And he does the ultrasound and he goes, oh man, this is really shredded. That's where that word came up. So this is I'm going to give you the injection, but I can't give you another one. This is terrible. Turns out those injections weaken the tendon in the long term. But more importantly, they make it where it doesn't hurt. So you just go pick up heavy things and snap it, right? And then we don't want that. So I can't give you another injection. He got very excited and shared with her how excited he was to show him, look how the injection's filling in all the tears. God, he has 30 tears in his tendon. I'm like, hey, I'm still sitting here, guys. The doctor actually apologized. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. But whatever, learning, thank God it can be a learning experience for some fucking aspiring shot doctor. So the thing's shredded. So I print all that stuff out from the thing to take to the new doctor. Now here's what happens. Why are we all huzzahs when we're in front of a doctor? Or is that just me? I'm telling the nurse practitioner, here's the thing, here's the printout. I want to skip ahead to the part where we fix this. I don't want this to drag out for months and months. I've endured long enough. This orthopedic surgeon comes blowing in the room. He's louder than me, which is hard to do. Says, let me finish 3 times in the first 30 seconds. And I just pushed right out. He goes, we're not doing surgery. Surgery on the elbow sucks. It doesn't fucking work. It takes 6 months to heal from, and then 6 months later, you've torn it again. We're not doing it. Here's your choices. Live with it, Doc, I can't live with it. Let me finish. Live with it. PRP treatment, which I've had no success with in the past. But that's what I chose because I'm a puss. I pussed out in front of this doctor instead of saying, well, I'm going to need a second opinion. I haven't had much luck with PRP. I went, okay, and gave him my credit card so he could go fucking charge me $600 for PRP treatment. Because guess what? They can't, the insurance won't cover you injecting your own blood back into you. And I'm going back next Friday to suck his dick and get more blood injected into my elbow. I hope this time he comes right in my eyeball. What a puss I am. But such is life. We look at these doctors like they're godlike, which in some cases they are. And it's tough. It's tough to like argue with a doctor because he's the doctor. Now, we all learned during COVID that they can certainly be intimidated and bought. But I just didn't get that from this guy. So I just fucking turtled up and said, yes, sir, and handed over a credit card. I don't know what I think of that. Has it worked, you ask? Well, it's too early to tell, but I'll tell you this. Usually on a jog, I go on a jog, it really, really hurts by the end of the jog because the blood's going down because your hands are down and then you're moving, and it hurt less today after the jog. So I don't know what that means, but we'll see. Let's hope PRP treatment can help me out. You guys play daily fantasy football? You know what? Before we get into fantasy football, let's take a quick break and let our wonderful sponsor tell you about what they do. So we'll be right back. kitchenandfloorstore.com. Are you ready for the best quality cabinets at the absolute lowest prices on the internet, shipped right to your driveway anywhere in the United States? kitchenandfloorstore.com. What's that? kitchenandfloorstore.com. We've got traditional, we've got transitional, we've got shaker style, we've got Euro style, all plywood, all full extension, all soft close. I got skinny shaker, I got fat shaker, I got shaker. We've got all the cabinets you could possibly want, all the styles, all the colors, shipped right to your driveway at the lowest prices online, kitchenandfloorstore.com. What's that? Luxury vinyl plank flooring? That's what you're looking for? I got you. It's kitchenandfloorstore.com. We've got all the vinyl planks, all the sizes, all the colors, all the styles, shipped right to your driveway. kitchenandfloorstore.com, kitchenandfloorstore.com, kitchenandfloorstore.com. And we're back. You guys play daily fantasy football? I really like it. Here in Florida, we have Hard Rock Bets is our app. We can't use the DraftKings or the FanDuels or the Caesars because our governor signed which I like this, I'm not mad at this, signed an exclusive deal with the Seminole tribe that's going to make Florida about $5 billion over the next 6 years or 5 years, where they're the only ones that can do the gambling here in Florida. And Hard Rock Bets is fine. The app's fine. They have the same parlays and the same touchdowns and it's all the same. Whatever you're watching on your favorite gambling podcast, whatever you're watching on Barstool, whatever you're watching, you can find that bet or something really close to that in Hard Rock Bets. But DraftKings, the daily fantasy stuff, we still get to play, and man, do I like it. I like watching Red Zone Channel and refreshing on my iPad my teams. I got a routine. I do a hundo on Sundays. I do the $23 teams for $60. I do one $20 team. So once I get my 20 teams in, then I get Grok to pick a number between 1 and 20, and then that's the one I put in the $20 team, or the $1 million maker, the $20 game. And then I got $20 left for the night game. I haven't won. I'm the worst fantasy player. If you want to know how to win money at daily fantasy, fade me. I'm the worst daily fan. I think at this point I don't know how to not do it. What a shitty Sunday. If there's nothing going on with the red zone channel and the who scored a touchdown and the, so I'm stuck. I'm stuck giving away $100 every weekend, and then another fucking 20 on Monday night, another 20 on Thursday night. I've won butt kiss. Absolute dickhole is what I've won. I just give $100 away every fucking Sunday. But I like it. That's how they get you. They. Who's they? They say you'll get fat if you eat that. That's how they get you. But what are you going to do? On top of that, I'm ordering Uber Eats. I'm not doing that much anymore. I'm cooking a lot more. I'm enjoying it. I think I enjoy cooking. Now, I've said I like cooking. I've said I cook a lot. I've said cooking can be fun. But I think I enjoy cooking. And this is sort of new to me because as someone in the construction world, it's project starts, finish project. There's no enjoyable part of it, really, right? Because it's physical work. So I enjoy the design. I enjoy selling. I enjoy closing a deal, but that jazzes me up. But the doing it is just sweaty and it sucks and it's hard. It's picking up heavy things. And so everything is approached that way, for good or bad. I mean, until now, maybe. Oh, I got to do the laundry. I mean, nobody likes laundry, I guess, but it's not that hard to do. Emptying the dishwasher, filling it back up, it's not that hard to do. It only takes a few minutes. But in your head, you're like, oh, I have to do this task. Fuck, I don't want to do this task. And I was approaching sort of cooking like that as well. But it clicked over the weekend. And I'm going to tie this into my Georgia Bulldogs. I made a Brunswick stew as a proper Southern redneck. I made a Brunswick stew on Saturday. And so that's a long process. Ends up after you've done a lot of stuff, then it all ends up in the crock pot for quite a while. Now, Georgia was playing Kentucky at noon on Saturday. As we all know, we got beat by Alabama again in prime time again the weekend before. So I was having a tough time, frankly, getting jazzed up for Georgia versus Kentucky, which they're supposed to blow out. So I go, you know what? And I have I'll never turn the camera around and show you my amazing loft, but I can turn the giant television towards the kitchen and I can, it doesn't matter. If I'm in there cooking and doing things, I'm still watching the game. But I just go, I'm gonna do this now. I was like, I'll wait till halftime or whatever. It's like, no, I think I want to do this now. So I started doing the prep and getting the stuff ready, and I'm watching the game, and it's great. We're scoring, we're doing great. Georgia blew out Kentucky like we're supposed to do. But because of that relationship with the football game and my team and Georgia, University of Georgia, the Dogs, I was like, man, I think I enjoy, that's the delineation. I think I enjoy cooking. I think I enjoy this. The prep, the things, the ingredients, it all coming together. Look how amazing that looks. Now we're going to make this and we're going to put this in here. I really enjoyed it. And by the way, halfway through the second quarter, less than that, beginning of the second quarter, we're all done. I'm sitting down, crack a cola, screaming cold Coors Banquet beer, and enjoy the game. So it's like you can do both things, but it hit me that I really do enjoy the act of cooking. And when it's, sometimes it's a chore. You get home from work, you're tired, you whatever, you got to cook dinner. But when it's like that, when it's on like a Saturday, and you're kind of cleaning as you're going, and by the time it's all in the crock pot, we're all done, baby. The kitchen's looking good, the stuff's smelling great, and then 6 hours we're gonna eat. So I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, and I think I'm gonna embrace that. We all need something, right? Like I'm doing this apparently for me. This last episode got for views, so I'm just doing this because I enjoy it, and I enjoy doing it. And that has to be the motivation for a while, because it's not like you're making money. It's not like anybody's even fucking seeing it, right? So it's like, so this is kind of a hobby. And then I really enjoy the experience of cooking. I'm going to embrace that. Yeah. Yeah, that's been a nice sort of addition to my life. But so Uber Eats, with that whole cooking thing, I know I go on, but isn't that the point of it? Uber Eats, I'm convinced of this because I was an Uber Plus member or whatever, because I ordered a ton of Uber Eats. I would say 4 days a week I was ordering food in, and 3 days a week I was cooking. And now it's more like 3 days a month I'm ordering. So it didn't make sense to pay for the Plus when it came back around, because my lifestyle had changed. If you're not an Uber Plus member, you are going to get the shittiest delivery people that exist on earth. That's just, there's been enough scientific method applied here. I'm telling you, that's what happens. And when you picking up your order and you touch that guy's face and it pops up and says 52 deliveries, you just go, fuck. No way he can figure out the call. When did a call box next to a front door of a building become voodoo? It's amazing. It's amazing how retarded people are. You scroll. The instructions are all on my thing there. You push the number and push the green phone symbol, and then I get a phone call and I can touch two buttons and the door unlocks. I know that's not, okay. I have literally watched from my balcony people stand in front of the call box and stare at it, hoping that some magical voodoo will make it do the thing that it's supposed to do. It's so frustrating to have to leave my unit, apartment, whatever, loft, go down the hallway, get on the elevator, go down to the lobby, open the door. Yeah, man, you couldn't figure out the box, huh? And it's everything in my body not to yell at these people that they're fucking retarded. I do not do that. I want you to know that I do not do that. They're just trying to make a living. I get it. They're just doing their job. I get it. I go, I'll come down, it's for me. All right. Oh, you're sorry. Okay. I got you. All right, pal. I've never changed. I'm not going to say never. I've had a couple of fuck yous and then changed a tip. But I've never really changed a tip for that. But if you are the 1% that can figure out this mystery of a call box, I will drop a $5 on you on top of what I've tipped in the app when you get to the door of my loft. So any Uber Eats people out there that have just started and have 50 deliveries and recognize my face, let me just give you my address. I'm just kidding. What else we got? We got about 15 minutes left here. Oh, here's one. Breast Cancer Awareness Month has sort of fallen off, right? Used to be pink all over the NFL, pink cleats, pink everything, pink, pink, pink. The NASCAR, pink window nets, pink, 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 pink everywhere for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now, who could be mad about Breast Cancer Awareness Month? I'm not going to shit on that as a thing. I think women should be aware and go get a mammogram or what. I think it's what they call it, right? But my question is this, because that costs a lot of money. I want you to know, the NFL, NASCAR, none of these places donate their time and TV time for it to be pink everywhere. The breast cancer organizations, whatever organization pays for them to turn everything pink. Pays the NFL. Military pays the NFL to have flyovers. Pays the NFL to turn everything pink. Pays NASCAR to turn everything pink. Those are marketing campaigns in the truest sense. So my question would be, is there, hey nerds out there that watch this, look this shit up, put it in the comments. Is there measurable data, is there measurable data that says less women get breast cancer, more women do mammograms, more women catch it early with the NFL being pink? How many women watch the fucking NFL? By the way, if you care, genuinely care who the halftime entertainment is for the Super Bowl, you're a douchebag. You're an asshat. You're a bag of farts. Okay. I digress. This time, that's the right word. I would love to know, did that campaign, because it went on for 10 years, measurably lower the cases of breast cancer? I wonder. Because I think women go get mammograms the way that men get their prostate fingered, right? It's just a thing you're supposed to do every year or 3 years or 5 years, no matter how old you are. Or every Thursday in my case. My doctor was like, I was like, where do I put my pants, doc? And he's like, put them over there with mine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But I'd like to know the answer to that. If anyone out there can look up that information and put it in the comments, I'd like that. I would hope so, but I tell you what, they don't really do it anymore. It's not like it was. There's a couple of pink cleats, there's a couple of door nets that are pink, but we're not doing it anymore. Excuse me, like we used to. That's just not happening. What else? Oh, you know what I want to talk about? The movie Alien and then Aliens. Sigourney Weaver popped up in my algorithm recently. She's lovely. She was so sexy in those little kind of boy panties and that tank top in Alien. But it was the first time. What's got this on my list is this new thing on FX. I'm trying to get down with it. This new Alien thing, because I'm hearing great things about it. And by trying to get down with it, I mean I'm scrolling through FX to try to find just one fucking episode that I can click record all, and then I'll go back in 2 weeks and they'll all be there. But I haven't found that yet. And I'm not joining another goddamn streaming service. So I'm trying to get down with the new Alien thing, and I thought, what made those movies so special? Now, they were great. I'm not, but to me, one of the things that blew my tits off was that up until that point, all spaceship stuff was really, really antiseptic, right? Really hospital level clean, bright lights, white, doors opening, perfect. clean everything, Star Trek and Star Wars. Well, Star Wars was different, but because the rebellion, but even that case, the fighters were a little grungy, but the giant spaceships were still doors opening, beep boop pop pop. Everything was great, everything was clean, everything was antiseptic. Alien comes along, and this is basically, I don't know, you guys remember, the crew was basically a giant 18-wheeler. I mean, they were moving freight. It was a freight company, and it was dirty, and they smoked cigarettes, and shit didn't work, and the doors didn't open right, and they had to hit things to make the computer come on and stuff. And it was like, what the fuck? It made it so real. We're like, of course a fucking a shitty spaceship would get shitty after a while. Of course a freight company would buy a used freight ship and duct tape it together to continue moving freight. It blew my tits off. It blew my tits off. It made it feel so fucking real that it was grungy and dark and like, I know those guys. They work for where my dad works. It was just, yeah. That's what made Alien and then Alien so special. It got weird after that. The third one with Rock was still a good movie. Rock. But those two were just, man, blew my mind. Blew my mind that it could be duct tape and zip ties in space, because you were sort of trained to be like, well, no, it has to be perfect, because if there's one tiny pinhole, we all die. And it's like, nah, you just stick some gum in that fucking pinhole and we'll go down the road and worry about it later. Yeah, I loved it, man. I loved it. Speaking of the future, I think Peter Thiel might be the Antichrist, and he needs all of your data ASAP. So look that up and get scared like I have recently done. Something else I learned recently was hibachi, right? We all know hibachi, like a Benihana, or for me it was Kawana or something like that. It wasn't a chain. It was a place in downtown Atlanta that my parents would take me and my brother to occasionally, twice a year, 3 times a year. And it was billed to me because of the podcast Are You Garbage? I realized that we were new money garbage. I always thought we were classy, but this is another mountain that has crumbled from my wrong perception of my childhood. I always thought hibachi was classy and expensive, and you had to be somebody to go, well, we're here, so obviously we're somebody. I took my prom date in high school to this place in a limo, nonetheless. Classy. We're going to the classy place. I'm taking you to the Japanese restaurant, the hibachi. Turns out hibachi is absolute trash. In a good way. In a good way. In a good way. The trashy water's warm. Come on in. No one's judging here. But it is a garbaggio. There is nothing classy about a fucking hibachi. There is nothing classy about a shrimp tail landing in my sweet tea. There is nothing classy about an onion volcano. There is nothing classy about a Mexican guy pretending to be Japanese behind a mask. Hibachi is absolute shit in terms of classiness. I still love it. I order Japanese food from the hibachi to this house. That's one of my Uber Eats. Could you guys hear that? It just lightning and thundered like hell in here. There is a storm going on outside right now. I love the fact that all these things that are new money trash, I grew up thinking were classy. Once you sort of discover it, shout out to Kevin Ryan and the Are You Garbage Boys, because the way he let me down easy was to describe his own life. My father started his own pipe fitting company and they made a little money, but then it didn't work out. And just sort of hearing that, how it went with him and the things that they would buy when they had some money and how that stuff went was just, I remember I was a fan from the beginning. Back when they were doing, during the pandemic is really, I mean, I was there for Hard Feelings in the Jeep, and then where they were getting coffees or some bullshit, or you had to buy them a beer or coffee. I don't remember how. I never donated any money, but and then over the pandemic they would do it almost every day. And man, there were some of the funniest. There were episodes in there where they were talking about French pizzas, where I was snotting and crying laughing on a job site. We were lucky enough to stay in business during the pandemic, but all of our jobs were commercial projects, just giant empty retail spaces that I was putting flooring in or whatever. And so I'd just be by myself with earphones in, snotting and crying laughing on my knees, doing floors while I'm on my knees. And just, I was like, oh, these guys are. And then when they went on to do Are You Go, I was, so they're wildly successful now. I'm so happy for them on that level. But yeah, he's like, oh yeah, we were fucking, and there was a period there where every episode I was like, fuck, that's fucking trash too. Damn it, I thought that was something, yeah, it makes me happy. It makes me happy because I think if I had known back then and was able to communicate with my dad properly, if I had said we're trash, he would have said fuck right off, slapped me in the face. But if I could have, there weren't podcasts back then, but if I could have communicated it, he would have laughed and said, yeah, that's exactly right. We bought this because I thought that's what you were supposed to buy when you made money or whatever. Yeah. Shout out Are You Garbage Boys. Shout out Kevin Ryan. Okay. We're going to wrap up with this. I have been saying to anyone that would listen for the past 15 years, I think that's 10 years, that New Country sucks, okay? New Country is rap music for white people that are scared of black people. That's what New Country is. There's even some moments now where they go, between verses in country songs. What the fuck are we doing? Joe Rogan said one time about Florida-Georgia line, if you're wearing a pair of pre-ripped jeans that cost $600 and telling me you're country, you can suck a bag of dicks. That ain't how country works, okay? So I've been saying, and a good song comes along every once in a while, fuck off. But the poppy, rappy country that has become the mainstream new country sucks. Well, Hardy done went and wrote a song about it. So check it out if you like Hardy and you like country music. It's called Bro Country, and holy shit, it is everything I've been saying for the last God knows how long that that New Country shit. It don't look like You Know More. And I think it's a great song. I like Hardy a lot. You know, Wait in the Truck obviously was what broke him to superstardom. And what a song it is. But yeah, this is a really good one. And I like him too because he's a little personable. He's at the beginning of the video. He's like, "This is the first time I've ever written a song through text," which is an interesting concept where they're just texting back lyrics to each other. I think that's pretty great. So yeah, there you go. New Country sucks, and a good old boy wrote a song to tell us all about it because no one was fucking listening to me. That's for sure, especially last episode. All right, that's it. CP show. Guess what? Says it right there. That's our first t-shirt when I get enough people. That's our first merch. CP show says it right there. Come on, you guys love it. Come on, you know you love it. Come on. Okay, that's it. In the books, in the can, as they say. See you next week. I love you. You know that's true. Bye, guys.